In Springfield, a man arrested after crashing into a police cruiser and taking off afterward. And police records show it's not the first time the suspect did something like this. According to Springfield police, officers responding to a crash at the intersection of State and Chestnut Streets were rear-ended at around 1:30 Saturday morning. After the driver of that car ran from the scene, officers found 28-year-old Jose Morales Velasquez on Chestnut Street and arrested him. Morales Velasquez did not have a license on him and gave police a fake name during the booking process. After fingerprinting, officers determined Morales Velasquez had an active warrant for an OUI arrest where he also hit a Springfield police cruiser back in 2022.